behold, the second greatest title theme in all of the Mega Man series. Who is this disembodied voice? Well, I don't know, just the Mississippi King welcoming you all back to my next LP. Let's play Mega Man 3, the other great Mega Man game that everyone has been waiting for me to play. Yet this is a fan favorite, not unlike the Mega Man 2 that we just played. So let's waste no time and get straight to it. I mean, I've been waiting for this game to play through this game too, and it is magnificent. I mean, many people say this is on par with Mega Man 2. It's amazing. So let's just get right into it. Here are our new Robot Masters. Needleman, Snake Man, Spark Man, Hard Man, Gemini Man, Magnet Man, Shadow Man, and Top Man. So we're going to actually take on Needleman first. Why? Well, I mean, I like his weapon. It's quite simple. I mean, his weapon is pretty good. It may not seem very useful when I describe it, but it's actually a lot more useful than you may think, because it's like, you hold it down, and it's basically an improved version of the Mega Buster, or whatever. And, you know, that may sound like it's not very useful, but trust me, it comes in handy a lot. Especially, like, you don't gotta keep pressing the button, and you can just hold it down, and it'll just keep firing like a constant barrage. It's way more useful than that may seem. I mean, we'll show it off, but trust me, we are not going to miss out on that. But, there are a few new things to this game. One is the slide. Mega Man now has the ability to slide along the ground, and this comes in handy a lot. I mean, now it makes fights more engaging because it's about dodging them and seeing how to defeat their patterns by, like, sliding under them. And it makes fighting enemies a lot more fun. And another new addition is Rush. No, not the band Rush! Get off screen! Get off screen, I say! But anyway, the story for Mega Man 3, since there's no story that the game provides, like, at all, I mean, you just have to read about the story in the manual or something like that, is that Dr. Wiley has, in fact, turned over a new leaf. And Dr. Wiley. Yeah, Dr. Wiley has turned over a new leaf, and he has now decided to help Dr. Light in his pursuit to make the world a better place. And so he decided to collaborate with Dr. Light to make a new peacekeeping robot called Gamma. No, not that, Gamma! I said get off screen! Seriously, you seem to be making misconstrued thingies all over the place, left and right! You think that's funny, Internet? Do you? It's not! But nevertheless, he decides to collaborate with Dr. Light. However, not everything goes as planned, and there are 8 Robot Masters that were mining elements that are necessary to build Gamma. And these Robot Masters suddenly decide to go haywire, and so the 2 doctors send Mega Man after the Robot Masters to defeat them and to collect the elements so as to allow them to be able to complete Gamma. This time, Dr. Wiley isn't behind it. They just suddenly went rogue all of a sudden, which is a bit unusual, but I'm sure it's nothing big. So, they're working together, and they created these robot masters, Dr. Light and Dr. Wiley. They were created to mine specific energy elements to produce Gamma, and now they're going berserk. Also, I should have explained Rush more, but basically by default you have Rush Coil, which is a spring that launches you up, as you could see earlier. But if you beat Needleman, he gives you Rush Jet, which is really useful. We'll show it off in this stage, actually. It basically lets you float all around and control the direction of it. It's pretty good. There's also Rush Marine that we'll get later, and that will help us when underwater. It's not as useful as Rush Jet, arguably, but it can be alright. Oh, and here's another thing that we first see in Mega Man 2, Brakeman. He's a robot that was basically, he keeps showing up across the game to either help or train a Mega Man. And so he goes by the alias of Brakeman. Who is he? Find out sometime by the end of the game. There. One of the reasons that I tackled Needleman first is that he has Rush Jet, and it's nice to have Rush Jet so early on. It comes in handy a lot for platforming challenges, because this stage has the disappearing blocks of doom! Hooray for that! The disappearing blocks of doom are back! And this time they've added a magnet to pull you off! Ain't that just swell? But as for the game itself, a lot of people love Mega Man 3, and there's like some serious debate over whether Mega Man 2 or Mega Man 3 is the best in the series. It's a battle of the sequels. Which one can claim superior? It's Mega Man 2 in my opinion, but Mega Man 3 definitely comes close. I mean, it is not as good as Mega Man 2, but I'd say it holds up, and the music is stellar. In some cases, it's really good. I mean, the music will not be quite as great as Mega Man 2, but it's still up there. I'm tackling Magnet Man mainly because he has a really good item. I mean, it's not the most useful thing ever, but well, actually it is pretty good. It attacks various things, like it'll go either up or down to chase after a robot, and it moves really fast, and like it can't change direction when it's like gone up or down. However, it does use a lot of weapon energy, so watch out for that. You do not want to overuse it because, like, you can drain it pretty quickly. So, I mean, it's understandable. I mean, some things that I feel I should mention is that the level design is also just as amazing as Mega Man 2. I mean, there are some things that they do still make some rather questionable design decisions at points, but we'll get more into that later. And, I mean, at least there's no, like, a boo beam trap. That boss can go dive. I hate that thing, in case y'all can't tell. But let's not dwell on that. Let's actually focus on Mega Man 3. But anyway, let's take on Top Man next, who apparently dislikes a bad dancer. He wouldn't like me very much then. Okay. Yeah, I'm not very good at dancing, so I guess Top Man wouldn't much care for me. And I could have sworn my shots hit one of them things. And speaking of Robot Master likes and dislikes and whatnot, Needleman's bad point is that he has a spiky personality. Remember when I warned y'all about the pawns and how they don't stop? Yeah, I wasn't kidding. This is what I mean. And, apparently he also dislikes injection. I don't get that. He's a needle. He's called Needle Man. You'd think he'd like injections. But whatever. And as for, the last one we fought, Magnet Man, he has bad direction. Because he's a magnet, get it? Yeah, I think magnets would actually have better Of course, then it's like he would mess up any compass that he comes in contact with, so I don't know, maybe everything I'm speculating is completely faulty, but whatever. Well, Magnet Man also dislikes floppy disks. Because, like, they don't work well with magnets. Also, floppy disks? But we don't use floppy disks in the future where we are right now. I mean, yes, I know that this game is older than that. It came out when floppy disks were still kind of a thing. I mean, the thing I don't get is that, I don't know, it's just floppy disks. They're not used anymore, so why would he dislike them? I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. But, yeah, this is, we're coming up to Top Man shortly, so he is going down. And he's actually a pathetic robot master. One of the easiest in the game. I mean, he's not as easy as maybe, say, Cutman, which is just offensively easy, but, he still shouldn't really give you any problems. But, yeah. Also, a quote in, the Mega Man and Base CD database thing. A quote for Top Man is that, you spin me right round, baby. Yeah, because he's a top. My goodness. Whoever wrote the Mega Man and Base CD database is clearly a dork. And apparently his bad point, about Top Man that is storytelling. I don't know what that means, whether that's that means he's a bad storyteller, or that he tells stories at the wrong times, or that he tells them at all, or at the wrong circumstances. I really have no idea what that means. I'm just copying what I know from the Mega Man and Base CD database, okay. But anyway, next we're gonna tackle Shadow Man, who apparently dislikes obvious tricks. I wonder what he would think of Dr. Wiley. Oops, I mean, I didn't say anything. You didn't hear me. Dr. Wiley's on our side. Yeah, and Dr. Wiley would never betray us. Wait, did I say Dr. Wiley? Oh, sorry, I meant Dr. Wiley. I'm sorry. Sometimes even I make mistakes like that. It's actually Dr. Wiley. Okay, in all seriousness, Shadow Man's stage is pretty good. I really like it. It's fun, and there's a lot of neat ways you can use your items, your weapons, I should say. And, of course, Needleman's weapon is great, as always. I mean, like, some people don't seem to think that it's that useful. I disagree. But, of course, Shadow Man's stage is also very easy. I can get through it without getting hit. It's really not that hard. Shadow Man himself, on the other hand, well, that's another story. I mean, like, for some reason, like, Shadow Man is kinda tricky. Because it's like I can't really seem to figure out his pattern. It's just sort of strange. I don't know when he's going to attack and when he's going to slide. I think it's up to RNG, which is, you know, that can be kind of problematic. But, yeah, I don't know what to do about it. It's like, I don't know if there's any clear pattern to his attacks. And that's what makes him tricky, so I'm going in with his weakness, the top spin, which otherwise is almost a completely useless ability. I say almost, because there are a few situational uses, and Shadow Man isn't the only boss who is weak to the top spin. Once we beat Shadow Man, we'll actually get to the, Shadow Blade and Rush Marine. As I've said, Rush Marine allows you to move around underwater. I guess one advantage to Rush Jet is that Rush Marine actually allow it to, like, keeps you stuck to Rush, whereas for, like, Rush Jet, you could, like, be knocked off, I guess, and... or, like, you could, like, disrupt it so that, like, your current place is kind of tricky. Like, where you can displace yourself, I mean. That's what I mean to say. And so with Rush Marine, that can't happen. And, next we're going to be tackling Snake Man, because, he has another great ability. And the Shadow Blade, by the way, basically that's, it's like the Metal Blade from before, except you can't shoot down or diagonally down. And you also it also has more limited range. So that's worth keeping in mind, but it's still pretty awesome, let's be real. I mean, it's understandable that, like, given just how super powerful the Metal Blade was, that they were gonna nerf it in the next game. But nevertheless, the Shadow Blade is still pretty good. The other weapons are great too, though. Just like Mega Man 2, there is no shortage of awesome weapons. And as for Snake Man, apparently his bad point is elusive idea. Again, I'm not sure whether that means he comes up with elusive ideas or whether he himself is an elusive idea. But, whatever that is, he also likes Toad Man. Who is Toad Man? Well, you'll find out. Wait till next game. But yeah, Snake Man has perhaps one of my favorite level themes in the game. And that's saying something, cause this game has no shortage of amazing music. And of course, great level design. And I know I sound like a broken record, but what can I say? It's a really amazing game. I love it. And here we're introduced to something that when you shoot it, grants some random thingy. That can be either like life energy, weapon energy, an extra life. I think also an E-tank, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it can grant a random thing. And there's something interesting about Snake Man, Gemini Man, and Needle Man. They actually have their own weakness chain separate from the other robot masters. So, like, and it's true, I researched this, yeah, Needleman's weapon actually does the most amount of damage to Snake Man, so that's his weakness. You'll see in the info card. And, as for Snake Man's weapon, it takes out Gemini Man, and Gemini Man's weapon takes out Needle Man. So, with that in mind, though, it's not like you really need his, like, actual weakness, Snake Man's, that is. You can also use, like, the Shadow Blade, and that works pretty well against Snake Man as well. I mean, Snake Man's just an easy boss. Also, for these platforms, I like to jump when they rise, like, just before they show up, because, like, I really don't trust them. Like, they can be glitchy, and that's a problem. Like, if they glitch, then you can end up getting knocked out, like, you'll fall off. You'll just, like, glitch off, because of course not. Why wouldn't you just fall off? Like, seriously, that is a problem with the first 3 Mega Man games, is they can be kinda glitchy. And that's annoying. And I hate it when that happens. But, a good point about Snake Man is apparently that he's a green robot. Which is a horrible pun. I mean, that's just stupid. Also, the things that randomly give you some pickup, I don't think they return in any of the future Mega Man games. I mean, maybe they show up in Mega Man 5, but that is so forgettable that you can't blame me if I don't remember them showing up. But yeah, that is all for this episode, folks. This is the Mississippi King, signing out, and in the next episode, we'll take on the remaining Robot Masters, starting with Sparkman. So see y'all then.